Tonight, who pulled the trigger? 3 people are behind bars in connection to a fatal West Duluth shooting. Authorities still determining who shot the gun. And good news for Ashland as a major upgrade is planned for one of the city's larger employers. And rolling out the red carpet for a good cause, we'll introduce you to an Iron Range nonprofit working to make a difference.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 6.
Good evening, I'm Anthony Mack. Kristen is on assignment. We'll hear from her shortly. Thanks for joining us. A drug deal, an attempted robbery, and a brawl. Authorities say that's part of what led to a deadly shooting in West Duluth early Sunday morning. 31-year-old Christopher Boder and 38-year-old James Peterson, both of Duluth, were charged with aiding and abetting second-degree murder today. A judge set their bail at $750,000 each. The charges are in connection to the death of Tim Nelson. The 33-year-old's body was found in a vehicle around 1:45 Sunday morning in the Cody neighborhood. Authorities say he suffered a single gunshot wound to his stomach and later died at the hospital. CBS 3's Briggs Savage reviewed the court documents today. She's breaking down the charges for us tonight.
Those court documents say it all started when Nelson drove a woman to buy drugs from Boder. The woman apparently got out of Nelson's car and drove with Boder to buy drugs at a different spot. According to court documents, Nelson then showed up at the driver's side of Boder's car with a gun and demanded money. Boder and Nelson apparently got into a fight before Nelson ran off. Boder was angry and after returning to his home brought Peterson back to his car, who also brought with him a rifle. Boder and Peterson used the woman to track Nelson to a specific spot, and according to court documents, before he was shot, Nelson told the woman on the phone that he was bored and felt like robbing some random drug users. There are still some big unanswered questions here, like who exactly pulled the trigger. We hope to learn that information in upcoming court proceedings. Boder and Peterson are both expected back in court in about 3 weeks.
Thanks, Briggs. We also learned today that police arrested the woman involved for aiding and abetting an offender. She has not been charged yet. In Virginia, a man's friend came to the rescue after his kayak took on water and sank yesterday afternoon. Authorities responded to Big Rice Lake in Sandy Township around 4 Thursday afternoon. 2 men, that's 24-year-old Levi Riddico of Virginia and 23-year-old Brennan Carlson of Sudan, were out duck hunting when Riddico's kayak started taking on water. Riddico fired his gun to get Carlson's attention. Carlson paddled both Riddico and his kayak to shore. Heads up to people living in Duluth's Lakeside neighborhood. You're asked to boil any tap water you drink from now until 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. This comes after crews fixed a water main break in the upper part of the neighborhood early this morning. You're asked to call the city with any questions. We have that number on our website. We'll switch gears to the weather now with Dave. Dave, definitely felt like a fall day out there today. Here in Duluth, it was gloomy, a lot of clouds, kind of chilly.
Yeah, the clear-up that I've been predicting has been moving fairly slowly. It's trying to come our way, but it really hasn't done so quite yet. Let's take a look at the current Doppler satellite map here for our region, and it is calling for clearing here tonight as higher pressure builds in from the northwest, wedging in between a pair of low-pressure systems. So let's get a look at what we're expecting for the weekend here. Short-term forecast says clearing tonight, allowing temperatures to drop into the 30s. So that means another frost advisory for the interior parts of the Arrowhead. Come Saturday itself, though, the high-pressure cell will allow in a lot of sunshine and will warm up towards 57. But as early as Sunday, rain returns. Big low-pressure systems to the west could bring a lot of snow to the mountains. Will any of that snow make it our way in the next 7 days? Well, we'll fire up that 7-day forecast. Tony and I it up together in just a few more minutes.
Thanks, Dave. Superior and Duluth fire departments tested their communication skills today, and it's all because of this. You'll remember this large grain elevator fire that broke out last December in Superior. It called for a very large response from Superior Fire. Now they're hoping if something like this ever happens again, trainings like the one they had today will make it easier for Superior and Duluth Fire to work together. CBS 3's Emma Quinn got a close look at the training.
The departments, along with the Midwest Energy Resources Company, participated in a full-scale fire response exercise. The training was meant to help Duluth and Superior, along with St. Louis and Douglas counties, with mutual aid responses. A mock 911 call was conducted, and Duluth's Marine 19 fireboat was used during the training. Fire officials hope this training will help them fine-tune their rescues, ranging from first response time, communication, and any technicalities that may occur along the way. Superior Battalion Fire Chief Scott Gordon says being able to work with other first response teams is crucial.
We want to acknowledge that there are fires that get out of our hand. And every tool we have in our toolbox, so to speak, we want to utilize. In the past, we didn't have Marine 19, which is Duluth's fireboat. That fireboat is an asset to the Twin Ports.
The fire departments plan to conduct more mutual aid trainings. And officials say they'll hold them at different areas throughout the Twin Ports.
All right, thanks, Emma. Well, a Duluth icon is set to make its triumphant return home soon. Here's a live look at the Minnesota Slip in Canal Park, where we learned today the William A. Irvin will be returning the first or second week of October. Right now, workers are putting the finishing touches on the 610-foot retired lake freighter currently sitting in dry dock in Superior. Thanks to a $500,000 grant over the last year, crews inspected the Irvin and made repairs to the hull and rivets. They also gave it a paint job under the waterline. Deck officials say don't be surprised when you get your first look at it.
I think it's important for people to realize that when it comes back, you won't see that paint job because it's below the waterline. And the upper part is going to be repainted in the spring or the fall next year, maybe even over in the winter.
Now, because of that, the public won't have a chance to tour the ship until next summer when a celebration is planned. Starting next week, Minnesota breweries that produce a certain amount of beer will no longer be allowed to sell growlers. On Tuesday, Minnesota law will stop breweries from selling the 64-ounce jugs of beers known as growlers if they produce more than 20,000 barrels of beer annually. That includes Two Harbors, Castle Danger. Minnesota State Senator Karen Housley recently started a petition to change the law. Today, she said she's gathered 10,000 signatures and is asking Minnesota's governor to repeal the law. Housley, a Republican, says the law punishes small businesses for their success. Supporters of the cap say it keeps the breweries from competing with liquor stores and distributors. Memorial Medical Center in Ashland is expanding. The $21 million project starts next month. It expands the north side of the building, adding surgery space. The project includes 60,000 square feet of new construction and 8,000 square feet of renovations. Construction is set to begin on October 14th and is expected to last for up to 18 months. Well, if you shop at Miller Hill Mall, you'll notice a new addition, the Essentia Fitness Performance Center. The gym took the space that used to be the Yonkers store. The new location accommodates people interested in both personal fitness and therapy needs. The center includes a large exercise area, an aerobic studio, a walking track, free weights, and a therapy pool.
As we look at healthcare today, it's not just about what happens in the walls. Healthcare is evolving to become more and more involved with keeping people healthy and really being about community wellness. And so places like this fitness center are really foundational to that goal.
The gym opens next Monday, that's September 30th, and the ribbon cutting ceremony will take place on Wednesday, October 2nd at 4 p.m. After 3 years of work, the runway reconstruction project at Duluth International Airport is complete. The airport hosted a ribbon cutting and tour today. The old runway was 60 years old. Crews replaced it over 3 phases, along with adding other upgrades like new lights. The total price tag was just over $38 million, which was covered mostly by grants. Airport leaders say it was great to be able to show off the completed project.
We're able to showcase off our entire runway and all the improvements that we've made on the new runway and new lighting systems that we've been able to install as well. So we got 50 years of good sustainable runway to be able to use.
Duluth Mayor Emily Larson called the project critical. She said it was very complex and took a lot of work to coordinate between the city, the airport, and its tenants. She says the airport had a $1.3 billion impact on the area and provides 6,000 jobs, which is why it's so important to support.
We step up together and make the investments in infrastructure that need to be made. What we end up seeing is that economic growth happens and people take and make investments that leverage and double that down and lead to tremendous growth.
For their next project, the airport is kicking off its 20-year master plan. It will guide the next phases of development at DLH. Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, we'll introduce you to a Nashwauk family whose tough times have inspired their community to come together for a good cause.
Record high temp for this date is 83 degrees from 1987. I remember that day very well because I used it to fill in some rust holes on my 72 Plymouth. Will it be this warm this week, though? No, I don't think so. Will it be cool enough for snow? Well, there's a hint. We'll talk about it coming up after our break.
Live, local, CBS3 News at 6 with Kristen Vaki, Anthony Matt, Kelly Hinson, and weather with meteorologist Dave Anderson on Live, local, CBS3.
Invasive species are organisms that are non-native to an ecosystem. They outcompete native species and reduce the quality of our resources. We can all prevent the spread by following the simple clean, drain, and dry steps. Clean all watercraft, trailers, and outdoor equipment. Drain all water from boat live wells, motors, ballast tanks, and bilges. And lastly, thoroughly dry all equipment and gear. Do your part to preserve our amazing outdoor heritage for future generations.
When you shop at a locally owned business, your money stays in your community.
I love coming down here and I want to support the local businesses. I say, hey, come on, it's entertainment, it's a show. And the construction workers are waving and offering to help me in any way they can.
As a proud member of the Clean and Safe team, I love downtown Duluth because it is my downtown.
Jump in a ramp, come down to Superior Street. Everybody's here. We'd all be thrilled to see you.
The heart is still beating down here in the Heart District.
First six-function multi-pro tailgate, available only on the next generation GMC Sierra. Step up to GMC and get over $10,000 total value on this next generation Sierra. Visit your Lake Country GMC dealer.
Make mom or grandma's jewelry new again at Numi Jewelers.
Come to our rebound show Thursday, October 3rd.
Bring an old ring, pendant, or earrings and design a new piece you will love. True love is guaranteed at Numi Jewelers.
There's a better way to buy propane. Stable pricing from your local provider, Superior Fuel. Gain greater peace of mind and save with our 1, 2, or 3-year programs. Saving you money. It's just the neighborly thing to do.
Real steel. Find yours. And find what fuels you. Right now, steel chainsaws start at just $179.95. Or save $50 when you upgrade to the hardworking MS250. Find yours at steeldealers.com.
This Sunday,
I have a story for you.
one friend will connect them all.
Miles Finer, someone calling themselves God, sent me your name. Classic God account.
Train her in the ways of the God account.
I don't want any part of this.
If you want to hear more about that, you're going to have to tune into the second season.
The new season of God Friended Me starts CBS this Sunday.
CBS Sunday. Witness the NCIS Los Angeles season premiere event.
Stop this war.
NCIS LA, CBS Sunday.
CBS3 Weather is brought to you by Lulich Implement. Now, the CBS3 Duluth WeatherMax forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
High pressure is slated to slide into our region tonight and clear the sky, and that's going to let things get pretty chilly, especially for the interior parts of Minnesota's Arrowhead. So second time this week, we are looking at a frost advisory for that zone in effect until at least 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. And Hibbing could be as cool as the upper 20s, just like it was a couple days ago. Now, there's a big low pressure system off to the west that's going to be bringing a lot of snow to the Rocky Mountains. And this week, there's a chance it could bring us a touch of flurry activity, which we'll talk about in just a bit. First, though, we have to eye up the current conditions at the airport as we take a live local look at what's going on towards the Leech Lake Reservation here with this picture. But at Duluth International right now, the sky is trying to clear. Temperature is 54. The wind is northerly 12 miles per hour. Relative humidity 66%. And our air pressure trying to come up from 29.8. Temperatures then as the night goes on, because air pressure going up will go down. At this hour, though, we're still looking at 52 International Falls, 47 Hibbing, a little warmer Grand Rapids, and low to mid-50s in Moose Lake. 50 for Silver Bay right now, 56 for Superior. As warm as 59 in Hayward, but as cool as 53 in Ironwood, with Watersmeet and Ashland coming in at 56. Again, low temps by tomorrow morning. could be in the 20s here for the Mesabi range, low 30s for the rest of the Arrowhead, and maybe mid-30s to about 40 for the rest of our region. So if your town doesn't get frost overnight tonight, it's only a matter of time before it does come your way. Rain totals now since midnight. We had that low pressure system come through. Didn't do that much, about 1/10 of an inch to International Falls, maybe 4/100ths in the Hibbing area. Duluth's report not coming in. Around 1/4 of an inch for Hayward. So a lot of towns running roughly from a trace to 1/4 of an inch. But with the high pressure coming in, we're going to get a break from precip. Tomorrow should actually be very nice as our high pressure cell builds in between these two low pressure systems. And so that means sunshine for Saturday, but that will not last, because as we ease into the weekend here, Sunday, low pressure system brings us rain. This low pressure system brings snow to the mountains. And by perhaps next Thursday morning, as this low works into our region with its cooler temperatures, we have a chance for some flurries. Probably not adding up to anything, but gives us something to talk about. So now let's talk about the 7-day forecast. Minnesota low temps tonight, 28 to 33 inland, maybe 35 to 40 closer to the lake. So clearing and cooling. Wisconsin, Michigan as well, lows in the upper 30s there for that zone. For tomorrow, looks like a very nice day. Clear to partly cloudy sky. Wisconsin, Michigan, high temps 55 to 60, which is pretty close to normal, just undercutting it a little bit. Minnesota high temps 54 to 58 inland, 50 to 55 by the lake. Partly cloudy sky, though, does not last too long. We get that first low to bring clouds and rain on Sunday, and it stays cloudy and rainy through Wednesday. And there we go, early Thursday morning with even Twin Ports lows getting as low as 35, Tony. We've got a 40% chance for some decorative morning flurries.
All right, I guess it's time to finally dust off the jacket, get it out of the back of the closet, huh?
Well, you know, some places out towards Montana, Wyoming, and Idaho are expected to get a foot of snow this weekend, so if we get a trace of flurries a week later, that's not so bad.
We'll thank our lucky stars. Thanks, Dave. A nonprofit on the Iron Range is getting ready to roll out the red carpet Saturday. Kristen standing by with the details.
Thanks, Tony. The Kids Care Fund provides financial assistance for families of children battling health issues like Reed Reuter. We visited Reed and his family at their Nashwauk home today to learn how the organization has made a difference in their lives.
Reed, how old are you?
5.
And soon to be 6. But when this energetic, smiley little boy was just over a year and a half old, he was diagnosed with a rare disease.
How'd that feel on your leg? Reed's disease is called spinal muscular atrophy.
It's a disease that limits his ability to move and eat on his own.
And with a muscle wasting disease, you don't really have time. Every day that you are moving and alive, you're losing ability. And it's progressive, so as you get older, it just continues to go faster.
The Reuters saw a glimmer of hope when the FDA approved the drug Spinraza. Brittany says in just 11 doses, they've seen a big turnaround in their son.
Seeing your child get better rather than sicker and weaker is what any parent would want. But it doesn't eliminate the disease or our need for doctor's appointments and assistance with medical supplies and equipment and traveling and time off work. Like, it adds up.
That's where the Kids Care Fund came into their lives. From a blender for Reed's feeding tube to track systems for his power chair to help him roam around the yard, to a device that has helped Reed take his first steps.
Left. No, this one. This Kids Care Fund helps alleviate some of those fears and pressures of financial burdens that come with extra doctor's appointments and equipment that isn't necessarily deemed medically necessary.
Brittany says she became a board member with the nonprofit about a year ago after experiencing the impact Kids Care Fund has had on her family, and she's eager to continue spreading the word about the work they do.
Without support, we can't support other people. I realize that that's exactly what the program is there for. It's there to help, and we're here to inspire and to make a difference.
Should we go that way? Which foot? Same one?
The organization's Red Carpet Gala will not only be a night to remember for those who attend, but more importantly, the money raised will help local families during some of their toughest times. If you'd like to dust off your dancing shoes and dress your best, tickets are still available. Details on how to get them can be found on our website, CBS3Duluth.com.
Thanks, Kristen. Kelly's here to talk a little bit about what's coming up in sports. Big day for you guys tonight.
Big day. Good story, Kristen. I love that. It's Friday. It's the day we start talking about football. Up next, what happened to the Green Bay Packers last night. And we're looking forward to the Vikings-Bears NFC matchup this Sunday.
Northwest Outlet is your ARE truck topper headquarters.
We're going above and beyond to get the full story. Asking the tough questions is just part of the job.
CBS3 live cams are brought to you by Kohler Toyota. Presidential Award-winning service. You're not just getting a car, you're getting Kohler. KohlerToyota.com.
Super Saturday starts at 9:30 a.m. at Home Furniture. Save up to an extra 15% off sale prices with instant factory rebates. $250,000 in savings, prizes, and giveaways all day with a grand giveaway drawn at noon in every showroom. Super Saturday, only at Home Furniture.
Alexa, turn on the house lights.
Now, during SUV season, get over $6,000 total savings or lease an Escape for just $249 a month, only at your Northland Ford dealers.
Are you a business owner in northern Minnesota? Vernon Insurance could lower your rates and provide better coverage.
The difference between Vernon Insurance and other insurance agencies is that Paul comes out and sits down with us face to face. Vernon Insurance helped us put together a package so we were adequately covered before we had a claim, so we were ready when we had a claim.
I have recommended Vernon Insurance because he's just been very consistent with us, and it's worth giving it a try.
Call, visit us online, or see us in person at Vernon Insurance. We'll take a second look and find a way to get you the best value and coverage your business needs.
Strict attention to detail. That's what sets Kubota construction equipment apart. It's how we maximize performance, increase strength, and give you the dependability you demand. We engineer our equipment precisely at every level. It's what makes us a leader.
Now, write it off the lot, write it off your taxes with a Section 179 tax deduction when you buy new Kubota construction equipment by December 31st. See your tax advisor for details.
No one serves you better than Lulich Implement.
Whether you're hunting for new gear or taming your sweet tooth, Fleet Farm has what you need. And this week, you can get huge savings on things like Crocs for the family. 20% off our low fleet price. Select Cooper tires, buy 3 and get the 4th free. And a men's Rocky Stratum all-season jacket, $99.99. Plus, get 4 cents off each gallon of gas at your local Fleet Farm Fuel Center after any in-store purchase. Fleet Farm is built for every season. Fleet Farm, built for real life.
The Honda CR-V is perfect for people from all walks of life. From the daydreamers to the night riders, and the carpoolers to the lone wolves. Let's not forget the young ones, and those young at heart. No wonder people made the CR-V the best-selling CUV in its class. Hurry to your Honda dealer during the #1 CR-V event and get a great deal today.
Super Saturday starts at 9:30 a.m. at Home Furniture. Save up to an extra 15% off sale prices with instant factory rebates. $250,000 in savings, prizes, and giveaways all day with a grand giveaway drawn at noon in every showroom. Super Saturday, only at Home Furniture.
Now, CBS3 Sports with Kelly Hinson.
Going into last night, the Green Bay Packers hadn't given up a single loss on the season, remaining as one of the 2 unbeaten teams in the NFC North. But the Philadelphia Eagles came into Lambeau Field with plans to change that. The Eagles bested the Packers 34-27 despite a few controversies over pass interference calls. The biggest difference in the game came in the trenches. Philadelphia outgained Green Bay 176-77 on the ground and denied the Packers on 7 plays inside the 10-yard line in the fourth quarter.
This is one of those games where, we got to pick them up. They've been picking us up the first 3 weeks, and tonight was opportunity, and we obviously came up a little short there in the red zone. But I feel good about our squad. I don't think we're going to lack confidence moving forward. We have a nice couple days off, and then we'll get ready for Dallas.
You know, when you have one of the greatest quarterbacks ever, you trust him to continually gain yards and get down the field. And we were able to accomplish a lot of what we wanted to do. It's just we got to do a better job in the red zone. And when you're 3 for 7, you're not going to win many games.
So the Packers get their first loss of the season, leaving only one team in the NFC North undefeated. And believe it or not, neither of them are on the screen right now. The Vikings and the Bears both sit at 2-1 on the season thus far, depending on Sunday's outcome when the Vikings travel to Soldier Field. Now, one of them will walk away with a 2-2 record and an 0-2 record in the NFC North. Both the Vikings and the Bears have already lost to the Packers this season. The biggest challenge will arguably be the defense that Chicago has put forth this season for the Vikings, which head coach Mike Zimmer has said has been a lot tougher.
Yeah, and they're a little more aggressive this year than they have been in the past. So a few more pressures on early downs. You know, it's really the same every week. You got to get the point of attack block, and then you got to hope that you create some seams to cut the ball back. But you know, if you don't do a good job at the point of attack, then you're struggling the rest of the play.
Week 4 of the NFL season continues on Sunday afternoon. The Vikings head to Chicago to take on the Bears at 3:25 p.m. The Minnesota Twins' run up until this point has been nothing short of magical. With an AL Central Division title in hand, that magic will need to stem into next week in October, as the Twins likely get ready to face a team that has given them a lot of trouble in playoffs past. So let's talk about the Yankees. To say that the Bronx Bombers have bested the Twins in playoffs past would be putting it quite lightly. Twins have lost 13 straight playoff games overall, and 10 of those have been to the Yankees. The Twins are 2-13 overall, with the Bronx Bombers dating back to 2003. Now, barring a lot of other scenarios, the Twins are more than likely to have to face New York. The Yankees will have the first 2 home games starting next Friday. But let's not get too ahead of ourselves. The Twins still have a regular season to compete tonight against Kansas City, against the Royals. And for the next week, I don't want to hear all this stuff about, oh, the Yankees and all the Twins can't get past them. I don't want to hear it.
Okay.
For the next week, I want to focus on the season we've had and where they're going. And they've got a shot.
Yeah.
They've got a shot. But I'm going to save it because you're gonna hear this a lot.
Maybe it's just our time this year to finally get past them.
And
we'll
if it's not, it's been one heck of a season. Regardless. Regardless.
Yeah.
So negative Nellies. Take your negativeness home.
Thanks, Kelly. Tonight on the CBS3 News at 10, from one faith to another, a group of students from a local Catholic school are rallying to help the Duluth Adas Israel congregation recover from tragedy. The group of 4th graders have a motto, which is lead, love, and serve. Tonight at 10, we'll tell you how they are living that motto every day and using it to bring healing to the Jewish community here in Duluth. Meanwhile, a few seniors from the Floodwood School District helped make one student's dream come true. Those are the cheers of students at Aleha Clark, as Aleha Clark is crowned homecoming queen at Floodwood's coronation ceremony. Aleha's sister posted on Facebook saying a few senior girls pitched it to help make her the homecoming queen. Her sister says Leah is on the autism spectrum, so it must be heartwarming for her. Yeah. That's the news for now. We'll see you at 10.